What would you do if the system you swore to uphold turned against you in a single, shattering moment? In the small town of Fairview, the community center buzzed with nervous energy. It was the annual mock trial, a tradition where locals played out courtroom dramas to teach students about justice. This year, the case was a charged one, a black woman, Maya Ellison, accused of theft. The role of Maya was played by Aisha Carter, a 32-year-old teacher known for her quiet grace and unyielding principles. In the mock trial, Aisha stood in the defendant's box, her eyes scanning the room, her heart steady despite the scripted accusations. She wore a simple blue dress, her hair pulled back, embodying Maya with a dignity that silenced whispers. The prosecutor, a local cop named Derek Holt, leaned into his role with unsettling zeal. Derek, a broad-shouldered man with a reputation for bending rules, played his part with a smirk. The script called for him to accuse Maya of stealing from a store, but his improvisations grew cruel. He painted Maya as a danger, his words laced with venom that felt too real. The crowd shifted uncomfortably, students exchanging glances. Aisha, as Maya, countered with calm rebuttals, her voice steady but her eyes burning with defiance. Then came the twist no one expected. Derek, emboldened by the room's silence, deviated from the script entirely. "People like her don't belong in our town," he sneered, gesturing at Aisha. The crowd gasped. The air grew thick. Aisha froze, her breath catching as the line between performance and prejudice blurred. Derek, caught in his own fervor, pulled out a prop Nusia relic from a previous play and dangled it before her. "Maybe this'll teach you," he said, his voice low, menacing. The room fell silent, the weight of history crashing into the moment. Students clutched their seats, some whispering, others too stunned to speak. But then, a soft voice cut through the tension. "Excuse me." All eyes turned to the back of the room. A woman stood there, her presence commanding, her black robe flowing like a shadow. It was Judge Amara Ellison, the real judge of Fairview Circuit Court, unbeknownst to most, Aisha's older sister. Amara had been watching from the sidelines, invited to observe the mock trial. Her face was a mask of controlled fury, her eyes locked on Derek. The crowd parted as she strode forward, her heels clicking against the wooden floor. Derek's smirk vanished, the noose slipping from his hand. "Officer Holt," Amara said, her voice like steel, "you seem to have forgotten the purpose of this exercise." She stepped onto the bench, her robe settling around her like a mantle of authority. "This is a courtroom, not a stage for your biases." Aisha, still in the defendant's box, met her sister's gaze, a silent understanding passing between them. Amara turned to the crowd. "Justice isn't a game. It's not a place for personal vendettas or unchecked power. It's where truth meets accountability." The room erupted in whispers, but Amara raised a hand, silencing them. She looked at Derek, who now stood small, exposed. "You've shown us who you are," she said. "And you've shown these students what happens when power is misused." She turned to Aisha, her voice softening. "Ms. Carter, you may step down. You've defended Maya's honor and your own flawlessly." Aisha stepped out of the box, her head high, the crowd's applause swelling around her. Derek, stripped of his bravado, muttered an apology, but it was swallowed by the room's energy. Amara remained at the bench, her presence a reminder that justice, when wielded with integrity, could shift the course of a moment. As the mock trial ended, students crowded around Aisha, asking questions, their eyes wide with admiration. Amara watched from a distance, pride flickering in her gaze. The sisters had faced the world's weight before together, they'd risen above it. That day, they reminded Fairview that justice wasn't just a system. It was a promise, forged in courage and upheld by those who dared to stand. In the days that followed, Derek faced an investigation, his actions a stain he couldn't outrun. Aisha returned to her classroom, her lessons now carrying a new weight. And Amara continued to preside, her gavel a steady rhythm in a town learning to listen. The mock trial became a story told and retold, a lesson in power, prejudice, and the strength of those who refuse to be silenced. Yendi.